The following podcast is a W2M Network original production. Visit W2Mnet.com for all of our other great podcasts, plus news, reviews, articles, and opinions from the worlds of wrestling, video games, football, and entertainment.
And we are live to tape on the W2M Network for the 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge review. I'm going to be frankly honest with you. We are in a bit of a time crunch tonight. Therefore, Mixed Match Challenge will not get a whole lot of attention. That being said, it doesn't really deserve it anyway. I mean, I guess that's a matter of opinion, and my opinion is that it sucks. It sucks. It really, really sucks.
Agreed.
I barely watch it, so it happened. It was okay. The ending was dumb. There's my opinion. Skip on over me.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just get this out of the way real quick since it's only going to get a few moments anyway. Bobby Roode and Charlotte advanced to the semifinals, defeating Rusev and Lana when Bobby Roode pins Rusev with a glorious DDT because Lana was right there and yet they couldn't have her eat a pinfall. Really? You pinned the guy on his own holiday?
And not only that, but you have him look like a complete idiot because, he's just letting Charlotte slap him.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't idiot kind of generous? I mean, he basically came off like a gigantic dumbass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Red Foreman's looking at him like, dumbass. Oh, I should probably introduce us, huh?
Yeah, probably.
The co-hostess with the mostest, Miss Liz Pugliese.
Hello.
The Boris to my Bullwinkle. Get off of my podcast.
So ridiculous.
Brady.
You're gonna run out of you're gonna run out of examples.
See, you say that, but you don't know how good my Google foo is.
Wait, let me say one thing. I'm gonna make this really, really quick. The other day, I was listening to the podcast. My mother wanted to hear it. We listened to the last one I did because I wasn't on last week. Do you know what she had the nerve to say? She's like, it's very interesting. You all sound crazy. She's like, but I think I like that Brandon the best on there. I'm like, thanks. Mom. Thanks.
Who said this?
My mother.
Come on, Miss Pugliese. I thought we were cool.
Winning.
What?
You Charlie Sheen about one more damn time on this show and you're off the podcast, sucker. I'm your host. My name is Harry Broadhurst, and this is the 205 Live review. Our opening contest, scheduled for one fall, is a tag match. Wait, what? I guess it's a tag match, playa. It is the Teddy Long special as the Lucha House Party of Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado, Kalisto not included, takes on Team Japan of Akira Tozawa and Hideo Itami here.
It's Taguchi Japan.
Apparently this match comes from Twitter because apparently every wrestling match in 2018 comes from social media anymore. Grumble, 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 we move on. Your thoughts on our... Oh, wait, I should probably give the finish, huh?
Yeah.
Might help.
Mm-hmm.
Itami and Tozawa pick up the win when Itami pins Metalik after Metalik jams his knee going for a top rope double stomp, and Itami catches him with the cravat into the code breaker at 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Things get a little snippy post-match with Lince Dorado coming into the ring and shoving at Hideo Itami. However, their respective partners pull them aside here. I got a funny feeling this is leading more and more towards those 205 Live tag team titles that they've been talking about. Liz, your thoughts on our opening contest?
The only negative thing I can say about the opening match is the idiotic name for the Lucha team there. It's just stupid. But really enjoyable match. Definitely in my top three of the week. Really nice paced action, some great moves. Very much what we've come to associate with 205.
Yeah,
Brandon?
I'll have to agree with Liz on the whole name thing. I don't get why they're called Lucha House Party. But, I mean, the match itself was a good match. I love Team Japan or whatever they're going to call them. If they are even going to get a name. But yeah, this is they're definitely pushing the whole tag team thing in preparation for getting those tag titles, because this is like the second or third week in a row that they've had tag matches with distinctive teams.
Well, 2 weeks ago it was with the Lucha House Party, aka Team Mucha Lucha, as I like to call them. And then last week it was Team Japan.
Yep.
I'd call them Team Y'all Fired, but I don't want to sound like a xenophobe impersonating Akira Tozawa, so I'm not going to do that. And then this week they faced off against each other. My question is what other teams do you really have in this division right now?
Well,
none.
It seems like Mucha Lucha, Team Japan, and, well, not a whole hell of a lot else.
Well, once Brian Kendrick gets back, you could have him and Gallagher team up again. You should...
Except for the fact that Gallagher's been working singles now for the better part of the last couple of months and has completely changed his gimmick away.
True, but I mean, you could certainly, team them up again. Same thing goes for Nice and Gulak.
Well, Gulak has bigger fish to fry next week. We'll talk about that a little bit later on.
But I mean, you can certainly figure out teams.
Our next contest, scheduled for one fall, is the aforementioned Jack Gallagher taking on Murphy Myers, a.k.a. Jobber. Gallagher proceeds to whoop that ass, pinning Myers with the headbutt of all things. I thought that was a little bit odd. At 2 minutes and 38 seconds, I'm guessing they ran a little bit short for time with this match.
Well, I mean, it is a jobber match, so you kind of expect it to be
you don't need that one.
Match.
Yeah, no, the squash part didn't surprise me. The fact that he finished with the headbutt did, because I don't think I've ever seen Gallagher win a match with that headbutt.
I think he has used it once or twice.
I think the headbutt's a better finish than his corner dropkick is, though, so take it for what it's worth.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything to add here?
No, it's a good match. Standard Gallagher.
Yep.
The most interesting part of this match is the fact that Drake Maverick was at ringside doing commentary, and I think we're eventually going to get something between Gallagher and Maverick. And the difference between Maverick doing it and somebody like a Shane or a Stephanie doing it is that Maverick's been in the ring recently and is an actual accomplished wrestler, so I'm more okay with it from the Maverick perspective.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our main event. Oh, wait. Mustafa Ali promo. I want to talk about this here. They've been doing some really cool videos with Mustafa Ali.
Mm-hmm.
He had the one a couple of weeks ago with the Buddy Murphy with the Look Into My Eyes promo that he did. And then this one right here, he did the promo about bullies. And then you had the guy kind of creeping up on him in the background. And right as the guy tried to attack, the video cut to black. I think they're having the right idea, taking some chances with these backstage promos with these 205 Live guys in order to give them more of a connectivity to the audience. Agree or disagree, Liz?
No, I definitely agree. I think we mentioned it when it first started a few weeks ago, around the time the tournament started, and it's good. It's been I don't really think there's been one that I haven't liked or had a very negative thought about since then. It's nice to see their personality, especially since for the most part all these guys are actually active on social media, especially Ali. He recently did a Q&A, and if you haven't read it, you should. He's very open. I mean, of course, you wonder, like, is it just him being open or is he playing, part of the character? But it's really insightful to him. So, I think it really helps him.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like it as well. It's a good way because it seems like while, yes, they're trying to build 205 Live back up and everything, it is kind of like, especially with now Triple H being in control of it, like, he doesn't... It's not all about ratings or anything like that because it's on the network, so you can take a little more chances and be a little more experimental and see what works and what doesn't with these guys.
Our main event, scheduled for one fall, is the semifinal match in the Cruiserweight title tournament as Cedric Alexander takes on Roderick Strong. Cedric Alexander picks up a pinfall victory with a roll-up counter out of the End of Heartache, giving Alexander one half of the main event of WrestleMania at 15 minutes. That felt a lot longer than 15 minutes, and I mean that as an absolute compliment. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, what a match.
Yeah.
Liz, we often talk about when we do Liz, we often talk about when we do these reviews what our favorite match for the week was. I don't think there's any question for this week, is there?
Nope, best match of the week, absolutely.
Oh,
A complete and total show stealer that even got a dead 205 Live crowd. How many times have we said that sentence before? Way into this match to a point that as they were battling towards the end, a very loud "This is awesome" chant breaks out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I generally hate that chant, but these two deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, do you have anything to add here?
No, definitely. I mean, I mentioned earlier that the first match was one of my top three. This whole show, even the Gallagher Joppa match, I think was better than most of the other stuff I've seen on Raw. Well, there's really nothing on Raw and SmackDown. So the top wrestling wise, top show of the week. The main event I too thought that it was a lot longer than it was because I was like, oh my god, is it? At one point I was like, well, this is a really long match, but no, it was stellar. They were great. They definitely brought it.
Yeah, and I mean, even though I think a lot of people who are in the know and whatnot were expecting it, everyone kind of knows that Alexander is going, and either winning it or what we talked about with him losing it in the finals and then maybe turning heel. But even with knowing that, Cedric's got to be the one that's going over on this, even with that, you still thought, wow, is Roderick actually going to pull this out? And it was a fantastic match from start to finish.
Post-match, Alexander cuts a promo mentioning his daughter at home, which, quite frankly, to me, gives even more credence to my idea that he's going to lose at Mania and then beat the crap out of Mustafa Ali post-match. Liz? We gave our predictions last week. Both Brandon and I have Mustafa Ali against Cedric Alexander as the final of the Cruiserweight title tournament. Brandon has Cedric winning. I had Mustafa winning and then Cedric turning heel. What's your official prediction for next week and then the title match?
Cedric winning. And Ali flipping it out.
So Cedric wins and then Ali turns on Cedric after the match?
Yeah, I think some combination of the two. I think Ali turns maybe not even on Mania, but ultimately I think he takes it very, very badly. I think he could be a great heel.
See, I don't know that I've ever really seen Mustafa work heel. I know I've seen Cedric work heel before, and he's a very good heel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm kind of more inclined to lean towards Cedric being the one to turn here.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I think it'll be a great match. I think ultimately Cedric wins. I think Ali is awesome, but I think they probably feel that Cedric has more people behind him, more fans behind him right now. Mm-hmm. So as they continue to move on post the Enzo bullshit, they're gonna give it to Cedric. Plus, it gives them a African American champion.
That's racist. Do we have anything else to add about the show, or shall we get to our final score and one-word reviews?
Nope, we're done.
All right. Then let's give it a final score here, Brandon.
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Liz?
I was thinking 8, but I'm going to go 8.5 as well.
See, I'm actually going with 8, so I'll be the contrarian here. I thought last week's episode was a little bit better, but that Alexander versus Roderick Strong match is worth going out of your way to see, even if you don't watch either of the other two matches.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Very easily the best match on WWE television this week, even better than two of the more established names in the WWE's main event scene of Finn Balor and Seth Rollins from Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
One-word review time, Brandon.
I don't really know. I'll just say excellent.
Liz?
Brandon and I are really in the sync here because I was going to make a joke and say that just based on the wrestling, I was going to steal from the fake Staten Islander and call it fabulous.
I got a word for you guys. You ready?
Okay.
Captivating.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because that's what I was during the main event.
I like that one.
We already mentioned the ridiculousness that was the Mixed Match Challenge a little bit earlier on. I'm not going to feel the need to go any further into it. Next week, we get Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman against The Miz and Asuka after we get Bliss versus Asuka on Raw as well. Ya freaking who? And then we'll find out who the fan vote team is. We go to have the other semifinal match. I'll ask you guys real quick here for your prediction for that, and then we'll get out of here. Who do you think is going to be the team that the fans select to be the fourth member of the semifinals?
I'm going to say Sasha, either Sasha Balor or Rusev and Lana.
Liz?
I'm going to say Carmella and Big E.
I'm going to say Shinsuke and Natalya.
Wow, we're all picking someone different.
Yeah.
And then watch it end up being Goldust and Mandy Rose.
But you know what? I'd be fine with that because they were great together.
They were, and it definitely had the most personality that Mandy Rose has shown in the WWE yet.
Yeah, and it actually, before we cut off, it actually felt organic. They didn't really even, Sasha and Finn and Bayley and Elias. There was some very, very forced, interaction, but as odd as it was and as short notice as it was, they really meshed in their promos and behind the scenes stuff. So I would not have a problem with that. I might actually watch it and pay attention.
We'll find out who the team is next week. We'll see the match in 2 weeks. This entire crap will be over in 3.
Yay!
Yay!
We can all go back to just doing our 205 Live review after SmackDown, and frankly, we'll all be the better for it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
Hey,
they give us something else stupid.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes?
3 shows this week wasn't enough. What do you say we do a 4th?
Let's do it.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome. Bye, guys. Hold on.
For my co-hostess with the mostest, Miss Liz Pugliese, Brandon Biskobing, I'm Harry Broadhurst, thanking you for listening to the 205 Live and Mixed Match Challenge review from Wrestling to the Max, available online at W2Mnet.com. What I just mentioned to Brandon and what you can check out next is the guys on the kickoff reunite for a non-football show. We have March Madness to the Max coming up shortly here on the W2M Network. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll holler at you again shortly.